Last Will is an indie game that will be coming to Steam sometime in August 2016. The date keeps getting pushed back because this is a small indie developer and they're caring a lot about quality. And I have received, as a generous gift from the developers, a review copy to talk about the game a little bit beforehand. And that's exactly what we're going to do. This is a very unique game. I've never played anything like it. As you can see on the screen, it's an escape room game, but it's kind of the opposite because you're actually not trying to escape, you're trying to reach the center. But the principle's the same, right? Advance from room to room, solving puzzles as you escape. This one is, in fact, multiplayer. Cooperative multiplayer with your friends online is a feature of this game, and it's also randomly generated to a degree. We're going to talk a lot more about that. And it's also episodic to a degree, which is really interesting, and I like the idea for a lot of different reasons. Let's jump in, and I'm actually going to show you, and this isn't really going to spoil things too much, but it's going to spoil how you solve the puzzles, but it's not going to spoil the answers to the puzzles because the answers will be different for you because it's randomly generated every time. So, if we go to the escape room here, this is a timed mission. You can also do it in casual mode. There is a prologue you can watch. I think you can also watch it on the Steam store. And as you can see, this is episode 1, and I said it's episodic, and indeed, episode 2 is a whole new set of puzzles, a whole new set of randomly generated puzzles, I should say, that will be unlocked on the 5th of September, and if we keep going this way, it's a little hard to use your mouse on to look around here. I do like the idea of looking around because it's kind of like you're already playing the game. You know, it's like you're getting the vibe. It's not a horror game, but it is a little suspenseful, I guess, and it does have that spooky vibe, if you will. And yeah, so episode 3, episode 4, and we're back on. So there's going to be 4 episodes. But one of the great things about this is that if you play this and you hate it, you can probably beat this game in under 2 hours and you can return it on Steam. I love that. That's great. Never play the other episodes. I don't, encourage you to think of that as a free, hour with the game because, I think you're gonna like it. But anyways, let's go into episode 1, the only one that's available right now. And we will get some backstory here. I'm probably gonna talk over the dialogue if there is any. There actually is a little bit, and I will talk over it, but okay, so we start off in this room here with some instructions to use WASD to move, and we must the idea here is, okay, this is as a realtor of the state, this is you pick up notes as you go. Your grandfather died, and I can only assume that the house might hold something valuable you wish to keep out of his will. This is not as uncommon as it sounds, and as always, I shall respect the will as it is written. So essentially, your grandfather asked you to come get whatever you want from the house. You pick up this lantern to help us see, and you have to actually make it into the house to find the valuables. That's the goal here, and typical type of thing. Got to search around for stuff. Now, here's a statue here, and there's another statue, and these are slightly different statues. Actually, I've seen all these statues before in previous playthroughs. I've done this twice before. So, anyways, I've seen them. Each stroke of the bell, 8 minutes in hell. Each line of the hand, 8 minutes demand. Okay, that's some sort of a clue to something, and if we press space, we can actually get the note and the realtor's letter and read them back again. Okay, so typical stuff here, not too uncommon. This could be like an Amnesia-esque thing, right, where there's all these jump scares and it's like, or maybe what's that one? It's pretty spooky, Insane Asylum. Oh God, I played it. Why can't I remember? Okay, 2. The highest aim of a captain were to preserve his ship. He would keep it in port forever. Okay, that's another very cryptic note. Oh God, what is it? Outcast! No, Outlast. Outlast or Outcast, one of those. I played it, I don't know why I can't remember. This is a note from your grandfather. You can zoom in. Lots of little text here to give you some lore. But this is not the important part, right? Let's get to the important part, all right? We're searching for clues. 1, I am unmeasured, I am not known. Yet how you miss me when I have flown. Okay. And this is a plate of treats for beta testers, as it says. One thing to note, if you you cannot get, this is not early access, so only people who have been given keys actually get access. I can't give you the price either. They have not named their price as far as I can tell. But okay. It comes only before, it comes only after, rises in darkness, but rises only in darkness, but rises only in light. It is always the same, but yet it's always different. Okay. I actually know the answer to that one. Actually, I think I've seen all of these clues before in my previous 2 playthroughs, which speaks to something of the variety of puzzles. Painting. I have no clue what this is supposed to look like. Arpin. Okay. Another painting. With another word. And another word, right? Maybe these are clues. Maybe these are clues. Oh, tab to toggle the light source. I didn't know you could do that. Next, we have a book. 3 statues, 3 riddles, 3 words. I set them together to make sure that everything you see and touch is connected. You must understand, I wish for you to succeed. Even the dead can be disappointed. Everything you need is in this room. Everything you need will be in every room. So every room, there's new puzzles, right? That's the idea here. And every time you play, the puzzles will be slightly different, but I can tell you right now that every time you play, the structure of the puzzles is the same. And what I mean by that is, actually, let me just skip ahead here. So we have 3 statues. Here is a set of words. We can click through them. Okay, and then there's another one on this wall by the other statue. And there's another one on this other wall by this statue. So that's those are the words. We're trying to set those words. Every time you play, that is the puzzle in this room. There's also this. I actually don't know what this is about yet. There's one in every room, I think, hidden, and they look like some sort of word puzzle, but I honestly don't know what they mean. If I like hit some of the other keys in my keyboard, I don't know. Whoops. Okay, so if let's see, statue 1 clue. I am measured, I am not known, yet how you miss me when I have flown. Answer to that is time. So we are gonna go here. Nope. See how this is a little bit of a spoiler? I don't know. Weight in my belly, trees in my back, nails in my ribs, feet do I lack. That is a ship, I think. T. Nope, must be this one. T-I-M-E. Done. See me a river, others as I fate. Yeah, so this is time. This is number 1 again, so it's time again, right? See that? So imagine playing this with other people. You could see that you're piecing it together. That would be pretty fun. And as a matter of fact, if there's a wide enough variety of puzzles, you can actually play it again with new puzzles and continue to have fun. And if you don't have fun, then don't play the other episodes. And you know, that's why I really like, the concept of this game and the way they chose to do it. I guess I have enough for everything else. Clue 2. I am the highest aim of a captain. Were to preserve his ship, he would keep it in port forever. Clue 2, riddle. So that's a clue, and then there's a riddle. Weight in my belly, trees in my back, nails in my ribs, feet do I lack. So that's a ship. All right, so let's see. S. Whoop. That was on the right letter, so I gotta go back around. Ship. And then this last one, I think it comes only before, it comes only after. Yeah, it's the moon. Done. Moving on. You will get different riddles, but maybe some of the same. Also, one time I did a playthrough, this door was actually over here, right? So it's like, it's a little bit different. Okay, this one is the most annoying one, and I might skip through it. It's not too big of a puzzle. Basically, here are some butterflies. When you pick up a note here that says, no, this is just a creepy thing that is not actually a clue. There's a piano that's also not actually a clue. And this one is saying, Professor, I'm impressed that you can shock butterflies and get them to flap their wings even after they're dead. And so prepare yourself for a horrifying noise, but there are these buttons on the wall. Oh, that wasn't too hard. Some of them sound a little worse. Just gotta keep pushing all the buttons. Each button controls a different set of butterflies. That's not a great noise. That looks like they're closed, so twice more to open them. There's 3 stages. Oh, that was actually a different, hold on. Here's another button back here. They're in the same place every time. It's just, it controls different butterflies every time. And sometimes it looks like they control no butterflies. And then back here, I think there's 2 more buttons, or maybe 1 more button. Let's see, push those twice, because I think that controls these. Yeah, so those are all open. So it looks like this butterfly and that butterfly are closed. Nope, that closed those. Yeah, now they're open, so maybe not that button, maybe this button. Next room awaits, okay. Door opens. This one I really enjoyed. Oh look, I came in at a different part of the room this time. So you have these places on the table with chairs. And the puzzle here is going to be try to figure out where all of the things go on the table. And the way you solve that is with a set of clues about each person. Madame Rose, Admiral Gerrans, and that kind of thing. I'm not actually going to go through this because this one was actually really fun to figure out, and I'm not going to try to help you with the logic of how to do it. There's also the actual set of clues in the room here. You actually need to find, because this is just one set of clues, and there are maybe 3 or 4, depending, I think. And so I'm not actually going to show you where they are, because that would probably spoil things. So there's a couple of hidden things. So I'm going to actually stop the puzzle part here and actually talk about the game. This gives you a clear insight into what type of thing to expect in the game in the other episodes. So one of the great things about it is you can play it by yourself, like I did, and then realize this would be pretty dang cool the first time I'm experiencing these puzzles if I had a friend. So I might try to reach out to some people that I know to actually play this together in the coming episodes. It did not take very long to play this first episode, which is a little disappointing. And it's hard for me to give a recommendation of the game overall without a knowledge of the price. Yeah. Oh, you can turn these on. So that's a little tricky. It really does lower the amount that I can talk about. I think the puzzles are well thought out. Clearly, I think they're of high quality. The riddles were of high quality the first time I had to figure it out. I didn't, it wasn't immediately obvious to me. Switch between inventory items. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's a nice tip. In terms of game polish, if we look at the settings, they're a little minimal, right? They have controls, which is only the sensitivity, and I actually think they've added some stuff to this recently. This current version that I'm on performs quite well. I get about 60 frames, and I believe it's capped there, because it doesn't seem to vary from there very much. There are interesting little tidbits like audio recordings. As a matter of fact, I think there's one right here.
You've made it this far. Well, a simpleton would as well. But at least I am relieved you made it to this point.
Yeah, I'll save that for you guys to listen to. But the episodic puzzle thing, I think it's a good idea from a consumer perspective, because you get to know whether or not you want to actually invest your time and money into it, because you can easily return it after the first episode if you're really not feeling it. And it lets you try it out for yourself before, because I don't know if anyone else has been in this situation as me before, but I have a game that I think looks really good. And normally, if I find a game that looks really good, I will play it. But sometimes games just look way better with more people, and so I spend all this time convincing my friends that they should get it and spend their money on it. And in this situation, I can't verify if my friends... I actually have the ability to play it first and say, hey, the puzzles are pretty well thought out, let's do it. As opposed to me saying, watch this trailer, I think it's pretty good, what do you think? And so I appreciate that a lot. And I think that's awesome. Yeah, but the, as to whether or not there's enough content here, that entirely depends on the price. It's not a very long episode. Presumably the other episodes won't be very long either. It's also a question, this developer cares a lot about quality, and that's why they've been delaying and not given a firm date, just saying sometime in August of 2016. There's a question of, there are dates set out. As a matter of fact, if we can actually load and save is disabled in escape room mode because it's actually timed. You can ask for clues if it's too hard. I didn't find I ever needed to do that. I do like this menu a lot. Credits and multiplayer, settings, quitting. If we actually go to multiplayer. No, sorry, not what I meant to do. Exit, escape room. If we actually look at this, there's actually set dates as to when this is gonna come out, and I don't know if they've been finished, all of the episodes, and that those are when they're gonna launch, or if the developers are still working on them, or rather if they're gonna start working on them post official launch. If that is the case, then that could be a little concerning, because they might be, of lower quality than this first set, but this first set was pretty good. I don't know if there's a way to go back from here. Do I hit escape? Hit escape, yep. But I wanted this to be on everyone's radar because it is a little unique in that there's an episodic component to it, and it's a co-op thing. Try it for yourself, tell your friends if you like it. Then, they won't be disappointed when they bought a bad game on your recommendation, or a game they think is bad on your recommendation. Whether or not these puzzles are enough to stump you, I can't say. That's going to vary from person to person, but one thing I can say is that the supposed variety of the randomly generated rooms as it stands now, at the time of posting this video, a mere few days, an earlier build than what will be released on Steam for purchase, but still a build rather close to that, presumably. It's nearly non-existent. This is the third time I played through, and all of the hints on the first riddles I got were repeats. All of the statues were there before. The butterfly thing, sure, different selection of butterflies come with each button press, but it's still just pushing buttons and checking against the board. And I would imagine the table setting one is the same thing. After the table setting room, I think there's a handful of more rooms after that, but not too many so that it's really long. And I don't know what the replayable variety of those rooms is like, but the first 3 rooms or so is nearly non-existent, so don't be fooled by that fact. I just want to interject one point here. Actually, this is a second playthrough. I actually attempted to re-record this video and liked my first recording much better, but on this playthrough in casual mode, I actually received an entirely new set of clues I had not seen before. So this would be my 4th playthrough, still coming up with new things, I guess. Maybe it's that there's a smaller variety in the normal mode and a wider variety in casual. I don't know why that would be. Just putting it out there, want to make sure it's really clear that I keep talking about the variety of puzzles as you play multiple times being low. I may have gotten unlucky. It may be a little bit less low than I was sort of led to believe by the fact that I came up with duplicate puzzles twice in a row. But I still don't think it's that high, because how high can it be when you get it twice in a row, right? Unless I was extremely unlucky. there probably still isn't too wide a variety. Just want to make that fact. Back to the previous playthrough. But with friends, everything is better. So, you know, if you maybe played the first episode by yourself, find some friends who've done the same thing. All the other 3 episodes can be entirely fresh puzzles for you and entirely great experiences with friends that could be totally worth it depending on the price. Because I actually have the opportunity to get this game a little bit beforehand and not know the price, I wanted you to be aware of the game and to know what it is and what it's not. It is not procedurally generated escape room puzzles that are different every time, though it sort of appears to be based on the Steam page, at least the build I'm playing right now. But I did want you to, but I do recognize that it's a little bit less valuable without the price as something that you can judge against. So hopefully from this video you can figure out how much you would be willing to pay for it and decide when it actually comes out on Steam. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for being an awesome audience. Bye-bye.